Welcome. On this channel, I do unscripted, unedited videos of Linux programming and stuff. Most recently, I have been working on a mini MMO learning project, and I'm going to be continuing with that today. The last few videos, I've been using Claude to improve a queue module in this code base. And I am going to continue with that. I am currently using the default settings, so it's primarily for me. So it's primarily sitting on Opus for the time being, and we'll leave it there. One of the things I noticed is it's not generating function descriptions and comments, just the basic parameters and return values. So that is something that I want to fix. So I'm going to add, I've never done this, but I think it works like so. So I'm going to add a memory, which, you know, is a persistent bit of prompting. And I'm adding it to the project memory. Oh, it just opens it for me to edit. That is interesting. And what I want to do is, I guess I'll add this here. Always generate function comments that describe the parameters and return values. And I am not sure if that applies immediately. So just to be safe, yep, I'm going to restart. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is ask Claude to actually update the QC file with comments for the functions. Propose a change for source q.c to add comments on each function describing the parameters it takes, as well as parameters and return values. I probably want to go a little deeper. We'll see what it does. I might want to have it, for example, tell me what things it's modifying. Propose a change for source q.c to add comments on each function describing the parameters and return values, as well as adding a very brief description. I actually don't want to do that. I just want the, we'll just go with that. I don't need if the function names weren't good enough, then I would probably rename the functions. So I'll now create the proposed changes and comprehensive documentation, function documentation. Hopefully it's just to the one file like I asked it. I don't want to do all the files. A lot of those other files will be changing. So it only did q.c. It is adding the summary. I am okay with that. It did brief enough summaries that we will keep that. Do we want to add that? Yes, we do. Okay, so we're using Doxygen. That's fine. Format. Git create. Oops. Suggest a git commit message for the current change set. Add a function documentation. Always include a single line attribution for because I'm going to, it's a little bit of an experiment, but because I'm going to probably over time use a number of different tools to write this code base, I thought it would be interesting to always have that attribution in the commit messages. Apply the suggested commit. I'm currently working on main, so that's going straight in main. Add a function, yep, co-authored by, yep. I should tell it not to, I should set that up so that I don't always have to approve it. The way that I'm always writing the code is propose the change, apply the change, and so I get to review it beforehand. Commit created, okay. So after that, I have been, so I have this to-do file that I had it create for me. Apparently I have it open. And these were, I've been whittling these down. There were several more in here. But I think at the moment, I don't intend to implement any of these. Let me walk through them real quick. So error handling for pthread functions, add error checking for, nope, that one I do plan on doing. So let's jump back. So we're just going to tell it to add so we're going to say propose a change to add error checking for those in source Q C. See what it does. So I haven't talked about the game a lot. I guess I can fill some airtime with that. The game, I would call it a mini MMO, is the goal. Intended, hopefully, to be able to support. In fact, I'm over-engineering it quite intentionally. You want to make this change. Okay, so let's take a look. Here's my proposed changes. So we're adding a pthread mutex init, pthread condition init, pthread condition. Oh, those are I can't read, so that's going away. And instead, what we have is this bunch of, so we do an if, we check if it errors. Okay. You know, I like it. It picked up that the format for the error messages must have picked it up from me doing it in there because, or I'll rephrase that. Google Gemini had a real problem with this. These log errors are macros. And they require, they're very arctic, so they require at least one parameter. And Google Gemini was repeatedly using them without providing a parameter. But here, You know, either picked it up from me as a code style already in the code base, or it just did it on its own. But anyway, do you want to make these? Yes, I do. And propose changes, this ensures, and so we just need a quick make clean, make test, make sure all tests still pass. I could have asked it to do it, but there's no sense in waiting for it to figure it out. And then we can say propose a commit message for the current change set. And get apply the proposed commit. So we've just we just took this one out, did that one. I decided not to do these. Instead, we just have, I mean, they're always going to be used the same way, and the timeouts are essentially just going to be constant, so that's already taken care of. We don't need that much flexibility. Track high water mark, total items. That's an interesting one. But I'm not going to do it until later, maybe when I need it. Batch operations. Again, interesting if we prove it, if it ever proves out that we need it. Signal broadcast optimization. UGP thread condense broadcast when appropriate. Consider signaling strategy based on. I'm not 100% sure I follow that one. Again, it doesn't fall in the category of I know that I need it. So we can just get rid of that to do. That is done. We currently, what do we do? So the last thing we asked it was git commit. Yep. Co-authored by, yes, proceed. Now I am going to clear again, and I'm going to ask it to review source q.c and make suggestions to improve the code to better align with standard practices and standard practices. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I just want to see what it. We basically already did this. In a previous video we generated that to do this exact same way. I forget the exact prompt, and we went through the recommendations that it made. Here are my suggestions to improve code C to better align with standard practices. Update to-dos, review. So it did all the things. What does it give us? Error handling. Functions like QAdd should return error codes instead of... Actually agree with that. That was the original design. Hold it. Replace assertions with proper error handling for production code. Consider using error no style. I don't really like error... Well... I guess error no style specific to that module. Add timeout parameters to blocking functions instead of hard-coded values. That one we're keeping as is. Thread safety issues. Cast away constant and queue is empty and queue is full and queue is problematic. Consider using a reader-writer lock for read-only operations and add memory barriers or atomic operations where appropriate. Interesting. memory image. Add parameter validation before assertions. Consider using calloc for zero initialization. Add overflow checks for capacity calculations. It dug deeper this time. Move timeout constants to a header or make them configurable. I think they are in a header, actually. Consider separating blocking, non-blocking APIs more clearly. Add queue statistics tracking. So the tracking and the statistics was the same suggestions before. Prior to queue support, batch operations, queue iteration with callback. Maximum wait time statistics. No. Okay, so write those recommend. So we're going to keep that for a little bit. I am for sure going to come look at... I do like this. I want to look at the existing code a little bit and see... I made it a checklist for us so we can work our way through it. Yes, that's fine. Okay. Modify QAdd to return error codes instead of void. Okay. I'm trying to think of how I want to prompt that one. I may just give it to it exactly like it suggested it. But make clean, make test. I just want to... We're in a good state. Because this is going to mess with a lot of the... I mean, add is going to be in every one of those tests. So let's go back and look at to-do. Oops. Back and look at to-do. So let's propose. Now let's clear. Propose a change to modify QAdd to return error codes instead of void. Include. Do. I'd like to see only the changes necessary. Propose a change to modify QAdd to return error codes instead of void for... so I only want to see the Q changes right now. The test changes are going to be pretty substantial. A lot of files will change. To return error codes instead of void for source QC. So my original decision when I was starting the project was to use error no style errors with an error to string kind of function that understood the. Oops, let's go here. Okay, error codes to define. I wonder if I could get it to use my... it's fine, but I wonder if I could get it to use my color scheme that I have in the editor. Totally dumb question because I don't care. I'll analyze the current propose. Yep. Now let me... Yep. Let me also check. QAdd is currently using the... Found 4 files. I'll propose the change. Proposed change, return error codes. Currently QAdd returns void. Currently QAdd returns void and handles error internally by logging and returning early. This change would make it return an int status code for better error handling. Propose the necessary changes to test Q tests C to support the described to support the explicit error handling. I think I was trying to talk about the game earlier, and then of course the Claude caught up with me, and then I forgot what I was saying. But effectively, it's a mini MMO, and again, this happens. All queue add calls now check return values. So what does that look like in practice? Q add, test assert equal, Q error, null. Oh, Q error, null, I like it. Yes. Apply all changes and verify that all tests pass. So the game is intended to be a little mini MMO. It's more, I mean, it really is still more of a tool for me to learn, a tool for me. It's just the game itself is a test bed, so that I can do all kinds of things. Learn how. Do you want to make this edit in QH? Yes. It's a test bed so I can learn all kinds of things, including how to use Claude here, for example. But yes. Right now, the only real part that I'm working on is the base networking layer. So a server that can handle thousands of connections from thousands of clients, and trade messages and update some kind of internal game state. That is the only goal. There is no game. I have a concept for the game, but I haven't I haven't started thinking about it in terms of designing it as a game. I'm just designing a client server application to do that thing right now. Do you want to make this edit? And this edit is the bulk of the edit in Q.C. And yes, I do. Given the way that I do this, I probably should just blanket approve its ability to make code changes. But one of these days, then what I would do is I would forget to prompt for the suggestion first, and then I would just run away. But still, that isn't the end of the world, because I tend to always, between every little change set, start a new git commit. Do you want to make this edit? This edit is in client.c. Yeah, we'll let it. It's not clear to me that client.c actually will work with the server as it is right now. I haven't been paying any attention. I don't really care. Right now, we're just focusing on the functionality of what the queue will be. So that base networking layer is going to be an epoll loop in one thread that shoves incoming messages onto. If font 5 matches the string to replace, but replace all is false. To replace all occurrences, set replace all true. It looks like it's reducing the number of errors here. What was I trying to say? I think it must have figured it out there. Yeah, I was describing the base core goal right now. So a server that runs an epoll loop in one thread. It's going to have many worker, some number of worker threads that process the messages. The messages are being passed through this queue. So epoll loop, read message, shove it on the queue, workers pick it up, process the work. Initially, do you want to make? Yes. Initially, I'm going to do a super simple kind of just a one-to-one real-time approach to it. So there'll be a game state, real simple state that gets updated per message. But the eventual goal is to shift it so that there is kind of a what's it? I'm going to have to start paying attention to what it's doing here in a second. Queue add test assert. Is it just asking me for? I'm missing. Is it messing with the messages? Is that what's going on? It might have gotten itself in a loop it can't fix here. Eventually, the goal, though, is to have the game engine to have a kind of a frame rate, relatively. It's getting smaller, isn't it? So maybe we do just keep letting it go. Kind of have a frame rate, and the idea there is that it won't be super long. It'll be something like 1 second or 2 seconds. And inside of, hey, there we go, passing tests. Do you want to make this edit? Yes. The idea there being to kind of equalize the advantage that one client may have over another. Inside of each tick of the game engine. The game is going to be kind of this really soft real time, maybe like 1.5 second ticks. And most clients are probably going to have like a 50. I mean, obviously it's going to vary if you're on the opposite side of the world. But if I run this in the US, and everybody in the US probably can get a 50 millisecond ping to it. And we run about a 1.5 second tick, and you rate limit the number of messages that the client can give us, then everybody gets an extremely consistent nobody has an advantage because they have a 5 millisecond ping to the game, right? I guess is where I'm after. Maybe that's an overly complex thought for being so far away from that point yet. So here we're in queue tests, and what it's doing is so we're not saving the ad in this one. I'm going to let it go. We might come back and look at this. This is in lines 136. I need to kind of see what exact test that is. I mean, the whole point here was that we were adding the ability to watch for these errors. It's a pretty healthy one. We're up at so I'm thinking all the tests, I've successfully implemented. Let's verify. So make clean, make test. Okay, so all the tests all the tests pass. So let's go back and let's say propose a git commit message for the current change set. And let's pop over here. So we just did that one. And it says change queue, add from void to int return type, add error code, blah, 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 blah. Update all call sites, add comprehensive tests. All 33 tests pass successfully. This change improves this commit. Add the Claude attribution line to the proposed commit message. It has a hard time with that. I mean, it's I guess I don't know the answer. Always you update the commit message with a single line co-authored by. I have that in the memory, but it has a hard time with it. There we go. That's what we want. Apply the proposed commit. Yep. Do the thing. And oops. So last quick check. Oops. We want a make clean, make test. Looks like everything is passing. And git status, we are clean and on main, git push, GitHub main. Okay, see everyone in the next video. We're gonna continue to kind of refactor on the Q stuff just a little bit more, but we're getting pretty close to being done. See you there.